Hello, guys. We are back with a tier list. MLB 2021 starting pitchers. We got a ton of starting pitchers here, and we're just going to throw them in this tier list. So stick around for the entire video. Like and subscribe if you like it. So, first up, we got Aaron Nola. Nola is a good. He's actually slid off a little bit this season. He started really good, but definitely slowed down. And next we got Antonio Senzutela. Just really not that good. He gets injured by having to play in Colorado, but he's just really not that good. So I'm gonna put him in trash. Wayno. He is like 50 and he continues just doing it. Super happy with his performance this year with the Cardinals. I'm gonna put him in good because he's just been a lot better than anyone's expected. Brad Keller. For a while at the beginning of this season, he was the worst pitcher in baseball, and he just continues to be the worst pitcher in baseball. I don't even know if he's still pitching. We're going to throw him in trash. Snellzilla. Blake Snell really has slowed down because after that Cy Young, it was just down from there. He had some clutchness in the postseason, but as you know, he can't stay in for a whole game. So we're going to put him in average. Next up, we got Brandon Woodruff. Woodruff absolutely shoves. He's so good. He throws just mostly just fastballs, and he's been nasty for the Brewers. He's going to go in superstar. Next up, we got Corbin Burns. Corbin Burns went from a couple years ago being the worst pitcher in all of baseball, and now he's a Cy Young candidate. He's part of that three-headed monster out there in Milwaukee, so we're going to put him in superstar. Next up, we have Chris Bassett. Bassett wore a screaming line drive to the head recently. He's actually been really good. He was good in the last postseason, and he's been quite good this season. We're going to throw him in good. Clayton Kershaw. Kershaw is, for us, like people around my age, he has just been a blessing to watch. We've gotten to watch one of the greatest pitchers of all time deal. He is all-star, but because he slowed down from his superstar days, he would be 1-1 in superstar for a while back then in his prime. Chris Sale, he's been out for 2 years. He's skinny as a pole, but somehow he's still so good. I'm going to put him in all-star. He just came back. Super happy about that. I really like Chris Sale. Dylan Bundy is garbage at baseball. Dylan Bundy had a good season in 2020, actually. This year, he's just been losing almost every game they throw him out on the mound. So I'm going to put him in trash. Danny Duffy. He got traded to the Dodgers this year. He's pretty solid. Danny Duffy is. He was the Royals' number one in the rotation. We're going to put him in average, but he's pretty solid. Eduardo Rodriguez. He was supposed to be the Red Sox ace this year. Really, he hasn't been. He's dealing with a lot with a heart problem, myocarditis. So I'm going to put him in below average, but he just hasn't been that good. Next up, we got King Felix. King Felix in his prime was so fun to watch with that perfect game and everything, but now he's trash. Garrett Cole. He was like one of the centers of the sticky substance debate, but he's just so good. Ever since he left Pittsburgh, he's been really, really good. I'm going to throw him in superstar. Herman Marquez. Marquez is actually really good. He's underrated because he pitches in a small market and Colorado just kills him with how it's literally hitting on the moon. So we're going to throw him in all-star because he's a really nasty pitcher. Hyunjin Ryu. He's slowed down since that 2019 that he had, but he is still just a solid above-average pitcher. So we're going to put him in good. Jose Barrios. The return for that Jose Barrios trade was nuts. Austin Martin and Simeon Woods Richardson, which means he must be pretty good, which he is. Jose Barrios has been pretty solid. I'm going to put him in good. Johnny Cueto. Cueto's one of those guys that'll have his solid outings, but overall he doesn't kind of stick to that being a solid pitcher. So I'm going to throw him in below average. Next up, we got Jacob Degrom, the best pitcher in all of baseball. Just throw him in superstar. We don't even need to talk about how good he is. Next, we got Jay Flair. Jay Flair is pretty solid. Young, budding superstar. I'm going to put him in good. Or I'm going to put him in all-star, actually. John Means, ever since the sticky stuff got banned, he really hasn't been anyone. So I'm going to throw him in average. But he did have a no-hitter. James Paxton, Big Maple. He's been pretty good. Just not that good recently, so we're going to throw him in below average. Jose Quintana, Angels lefty. I don't actually think he's still playing. We're going to put him in that below average category. JV superstar. I'm sorry. People think he's getting old. It's just an injury. His career's not over. Be patient. He's one of the best pitchers in baseball. Watch out for a retirement tour for him with the Tigers. Kevin Gausman, he's really butted out this year. All-star. That's literally what he was this year, and that's who he is. He's an all-star. Kyle Gibson, he was one of the best pitchers in the AL for a while. He's definitely slowed down since then, and he also got traded. We're going to throw him in average. Kyle Hendricks, all he does is throw balls down the middle that are kind of slow, so I don't think he's that good. I'm going to put him in average. Apparently, he's got amazing command. I don't really see much out of him. Kenta Maeda has been poor this season. He was like up there in that all-star category, but he's slowed down so much. So I'll put him in average reluctantly. I think he might be a little bit below average. Luis Castillo. He might be the nastiest pitcher in baseball. He's got the best changeup in baseball, and his two-seamer is absurd. But he didn't perform that great to start this season, but he's definitely been on the rise, so we're going to put him in good. He reminds me a lot of Jose Barrios, just in terms of their stats and stuff. Lucas Giolito. The no-hitter last year, he went from being quite literally the worst pitcher in baseball to one of the top pitchers in baseball. But I'm going to, just like Corbin Burns, but I'm going to put him in good because he hasn't been great this season. Lance Lynn. The Lance Lynn's fastball farm. We love it. Lance Lynn's going to win the Cy Young this year. He's a stud. Superstar easy. Sevy hasn't played in a while. I'm going to put him in average because he's nasty, but it's just been so long since I've seen him play. Matthew Boyd. He had a good start to this season. Couldn't stay healthy. He had the worst 2020 of anyone. So I'm going to throw him below average because we haven't gotten to see that much great play out of him. Mad Bum. He had the 7-inning no-hitter. Occasionally he's having great starts, but he hasn't been much this year. Just watch out. Unfortunately, he plays for the Diamondbacks, so they won't be in the postseason for a couple decades. So I'll throw him a below average. Fried threw a Maddox last night. Fried's just been great. I'm putting him on all-star. I like him a lot. 2020, he looked great. He looked bad to start this season, but he's definitely been creeping up, and he's the best hitting pitcher in baseball. Next, we got Mike Fultonevich. Terrible. Bad at baseball. Sorry. Doesn't deserve to be a major leaguer. Marco Gonzalez, not that solid. He was the Mariners' ace, but Chris Flexen and guys like him have stepped up, so he is not anymore. Mitch Keller, good prospect maybe, but he's trash at actually pitching in the majors, so he's definitely going to be trash. Mike Soroka, He's pretty nasty. He's a solid pitcher. I'm going to put him in good. We haven't gotten to see him in a while, though. Max Scherzer. Mad Max. He's superstar. That's obvious. He's absolutely nasty on the mound. Nate Pearson has some of the nastiest stuff, but he just can't keep it in the zone. He's definitely got room to grow up to that like all-star category, but he's just not there right now. Noah Syndergaard, Thor. We haven't gotten to see him play in a while. He's actually coming back into the bullpen for the Mets. So I'll put him in good, but we haven't seen him in a while because of that Tommy John. Pablo Lopez. Pablo Lopez is going to be up there. Probably in good. I like Pablo Lopez a lot. I think he's a solid player for the Marlins. He's definitely going to be a big part of that rebuild. And then we got Shane Bieber. Bieber's nasty. He's a superstar. Let me get him up. We're not going to rank any of these three guys. Sorry if you're a fan of them. Sonny Gray. He's pretty solid. I like Sonny Gray, but he's not anything special. So we'll put him in average. Sean Manaea, having a solid season. I like him. I'll put him in good. Next up, we got Steven Strasburg. Average for me. He's so overrated. He just had one good postseason. Everyone's like, greatest of all time. Just no. Spencer Turnbull. Average. He's underrated. That no-hitter looked great, and he's just got a lot of movement. If he can control his stuff, he'll be really good. Tyler Glasnow. He was a stud at the beginning of the season. I like him an all-star. Walker Buehler, superstar all day. NL Cy Young, watch out. Yu Darvish, he's nasty. I like him in all-star. He's been kind of under the radar this year for the Padres, but I like him as a pitcher. Zach Davies, trash. He just gets raked every time he steps on the mound. So he's definitely trash. Zach Gallen. He goes in the good with Manaea and those guys. I like Gallen. He's been having not that great of a season. He looked great a couple years ago in 2019, and in 2020 he looked solid. So I'm going to throw him in good. Zach Greinke. He really just tops out at 90 now. Greinke's fallen off a lot, but he's still continued to pitch well. Put him in below average. I wish I could put him higher. Plesac, below average. He just hasn't generally been that good. So he's definitely below average. And lastly, but not least, we got Zachary Wheeler. Wheeler's an all-star level pitcher. He has a chance to be superstar when he's on. He's been actually hitting fairly well this season. I got to see him pitch. He's absolutely nasty. We're going to put him in superstar. Thank you for watching this video, guys. Hope you liked it. Stay tuned for more tier lists and quizzes coming later. Thank you.